Writer Anne K. Jemisin was young the first time she read a book by Octavia Butler. Nothing had prepared her for it. Butler wrote science fiction creative writing about events set in a future time. The book Jemisin read called Down. It is a story of a black black woman who awakens 250 years after a nuclear disaster. I remember the sky being stunned that a black woman existed in the future. Because science fiction had not done that before, says Jemisin. Her book, The City We Became, is selling very well. Octavia Butler was a revolutionary voice in her lifetime. He even more popular since her death 14 years ago. Her former literary agent and the manager of her work, Mary Lee Hayes, says Butler novel sell more than 100,000 copies each year. Toshi Region has made Butler novel Parable of the Sower into an opera. Actor Viola Davis and Ava DuVernay are among those working on a new television show based on her work. Grand Central Publishing is putting out one of her novels again. She has been included in the Library of America. Now a generation of young writers say she has been a less influence on them, including Jemisin. Writer Oneti Okafor is now writing a film based on the Butler novel, White Seed. It will be made by the film company owned by Davis and her husband, Julio Tennant. In an interview with the Associated Press, Davis says she began reading Butler about 30 years ago. I felt included in the narrative in a way I had never felt reading anything before, says Davis, who has a deal with Amazon Studio. There is something about seeing yourself that opens up the world. Ellie Evan Weisbrot is a professor of English at the University of Washington. She says Butler broke in the science fiction world that had been almost completely dominated by the white man and white reader. She is now considered a visionary writer because she worked in with the things that concern us today, from climate change to politics. In her 1998 novel Parable of the Talent, she writes about a president in the year 2032. The religious tolerance does not suit him. Butler wrote, there were never such a time in this country. But this day, when more than half the people in the country can't read at all, his story is just one more unknown to them. See, Butler seems to have seen the real future coming in a way few other writers did, says Jenny Caravan. She is an associate professor at Manchester University. Caravans earmarked those preparing Butler work for the Library of America. It's hard not to read the book and think how did she know. Born in Pasadena, California, Butler was black, poor, and nearly 2 meters tall. I believe I was ugly and stupid, and so socially hopeless. She once explained. Lonely, she began reading and writing about her feeling of isolation. This led her to reading and writing science fiction and other stories. Her first novel Patermaster, came out in 1976. Some remember that the first book cover for her novel Doll showed a white woman in order to appeal to buyers. Through the 1980s and 90s, her readership and fame grew. She became the first science fiction writer to receive a MacArthur Genius Grant, an award given to top artists and scientists. Okorafor was among her many admirers. She was really kind and she was funny. I just wish she were here now to see how much more she is being honored. I am Marcel.